welcome. This is Sahara playing Pillars of Eternity, the Deadfire, and we are in the Queen's Birth and getting ready to go in the Wild Mare. I think we're going to have a fight, but I need to rest first. I need to get these problems that are off of me. I just tried to do the the Soul Seeker, or in the Sacred Stair one anyway, and I couldn't get anywhere. I died. Colty died, and I think it's because we have all these damn problems with us right now. But I know we also have someone we're supposed.
What can I do for you?
A deep round cuts across the space the moment he spots. Oh, okay.
Hey, fish boy. What'd I tell you last time? You're not allowed in here.
Kara, have we met?
He frowns, wearing one of his hairs.
Oh, have you forgotten our little altercation so soon? How convenient for you.
He levels him with a steely glare and begins to count off the man's indiscretions on his fingers.
Last you were here, you got drunk as a hagfish in a barrel of mead.
Why does that surprise me?
Kara, at least one of us is amused.
Then, when I refused to serve you any longer, you stole a bottle of my finest wine from behind the bar.
Kara, how could I let you poison your clients? Ngati is not deigned to bless a drop of what passes through here.
You drank it all, then clambered onto the stage, pushed the dancer off, and serenaded the crowd with a sloppy rendition of my Wahaki.
Clamber? These legs do not clamber.
He grits his teeth and points to his thighs.
Apologize.
You'll have to teach me that one later.
Then, when I shoved you out the door and told you not to come back, you tried to kiss me.
Though he looks as if he's about to protest, he thinks twice and holds his silence.
Frankly, I'm surprised someone hasn't killed you yet.
He plants his hands on his hips and does his best to loom over the large Amana man, though the effect is less than impressive. Well, I'll vouch for him.
Then I suggest you keep an eye on the bill.
All right. But if he gets up to any more mischief, it's your purse on the line.
Kara, punish me appropriately if I misbehave.
I'll hold you to that, you slippery bastard.
He turns away with a huff, a faint blush coloring the tips of his ears. I'm looking for more. No, I'm looking for a room. I need to heal up. Okay, why not? Why can't I heal up?
You.
Okay, this is it's the Wild Mare. I should be able to heal up here, right? That's the only reason why I came in here. I know I've got that one quest but I don't even remember where they're at. Who are you? You're a dancer. You're the cook. I thought I could.
Ado. Over the din we had fighting to the north.
The pirate and his wolf are both dead. Oh. Is there something here?
Belfetto for the republics.
She tosses back her ale and turns to salute the rest of the Wild Mare patrons.
Zama is free to sell my commission. I must earn my way from the bottom.
Okay, I don't have no idea what that's about. I don't remember. Damn it. I thought I could. Okay, I remember speaking to her. I thought we could get a room.
Now, what can I do for you?
No.
Be seeing you.
Well, I might have to go to my ship. Oh, Since I'm here, I might as well. Right? How do we get out of here? Over here, that's right. So these are the docks over here. No, we're over here. No, where did we come in at? I can't remember where we came in at. I know we haven't been to the Valian Trading Company because they were closed when we came through before, and it's still dark, so they're still gonna be closed. Is this my ship up here? But it doesn't give you a way to get onto it. No, here it is. Okay, now he can. All right. But I want to rest. I want to get on my boat. Is that what it takes right there? As you ready your ship, a cloaked figure mounts the gangplank and roughly forces a burned book into your hands. They turn and depart without a word. Burned Book of Law. Quest item. The binding of this tomb reeks of smoke. With few pages what few pages remain are crinkled and black. Based on a few chapter headers that survived the fire damage, this might have been a book of antiquated laws. Now it's nothing more than a charred relic of authority.
You crack the spine of the old book, revealing blackened pages of dense, illegible text. The words recede into the shadows the longer you focus on them.
Is this from Magra?
Suddenly, the page widens to eclipse the world around you. A dark void stretches out on all sides, the air full of choking fumes that carry dying embers and curling flakes of ash.
Hello? Is anyone out there?
Something stirs in the darkness. An old woman steps forward,
Yep.
leering down at you from on high. Her smile is toothy and cruel. Her cheeks warp around it like melted candle wax.
I think this Woedica.
I'm so glad that my messenger tracked you down. These days it's impossible to find good help.
Woedica.
Watcher, before you draw your weapon, know that these proceedings are under a banner of peace. If this was a trap, it would have already closed around you. While Bareth whispers in one ear and Aethys shouts in the other, I thought you could use a more seasoned perspective to drown out the noise.
I've heard enough from the gods, leave me be. Was the ruse with the book really necessary? So you dragged me into a blistering inferno? What could you possibly say that I haven't heard already? Yeah.
Insolence will not help you here, child. Don't you find it unusual how open and accessible my siblings have made themselves? After millennia of subdued whispers, now they practically scream their intentions.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And isn't it strange how we never bicker unless a mortal is watching?
Gods are a dramatic bunch by nature. So what's your point?
If we still possessed our glorious titans, my siblings and I would have put an end to Aethys and his rampage by now. While we are powerless to stop him, some of my kin wish to observe how mortals respond to this threat. They think it will shine a light on the value of our patronage.
So they're using it for their own benefit.
Have we raised you well enough to be self-sufficient? Or must we return to Eora and impose some corrective measures?
And if we prove ourselves, what then?
What indeed? That would depend on which of us you ask. A cross-section of society has converged on the Deadfire. Some of my kin are of an opinion that we are meant to judge mortals on the basis of their performance, while the rest of us have already made up our minds on the matter.
So why do I get the feeling you're trying to convince me of something?
Judge for yourself. But I think you'll find my intentions are more straightforward than you think. When we ascended to godhood, we did so to provide for a savage people. Our goal was to craft a society whose values were made to last. Perhaps even a society that had no need of us. A naive fallacy, but one that inspired my optimistic, misguided kin.
We did so to provide for a savage people. Our goal was to craft a society whose values were made to last. Perhaps even a society that has no need of us. Well, even though you don't do anything for the people who worship you, when you don't, you wouldn't live without them. Yeah.
How you and your allies counter this threat will demonstrate whether you are competent enough to guide your own destinies, or if we need to revise our strategy. The soft-hearted among us are counting on you to win this existential wager. No doubt, Aethys shares their sympathies. I do not. We exist to rule over mortals. Nothing can change that.
Oh yeah, it can be changed. You guys can be killed, right? Mm-hmm.
So now you know the truth. I assume you have questions.
The gods think my actions can prove their point about moral society? Yep.
Prove it or disprove it, yes. I never agreed to this arrangement, but if your example demonstrates mortal ineptitude, as I trust it will, then I can make the plans serve me.
Well, did you seem to forget that we stopped you before, bitch, right? With Deus and the wheel and all those souls you were collecting for your own nefarious end? We stopped it, so telling us that we're inept? No.
An assertive minority of gods believe that your choices will prove the value of their wild optimism. As if mortal collaboration and ingenuity are endorsements of our leadership. Then there are those of us who know better, who are not so easily convinced. Kith are vulnerable, unless they submit to the destiny we chart for them. Thinking otherwise can only breed dissent and chaos.
Tell me about this enlightened society you once wanted.
It was an ambitious plan, our utopia. Perhaps too ambitious. We ascended to power, responding to a need inadequately satisfied. Assuming these roles gave us the authority to mold Eora over time, to influence you and lay the groundwork for a society yet to come. On the outset of the plan, some believed that mortals would outgrow us, as if that was a favorable outcome. To me, our eternal pantheon was always a critical fixture. Aethys was one of those who supported mortals, while I have always been their most vocal critic.
So why did the other gods tolerate your opposition?
Opposition can take many forms. If a church embraces and weaponizes my doctrine, that is very different from me rampaging as a titan. Aethys is not known for subtlety. Twice now, he has contaminated the purity of our experiment, and done so with extravagant displays that undermine our authority.
Andra dropped a moon on Aora. What do you call that?
Impulsive. I am the counterpoint to the soft-hearted. It makes no difference if mortals pass some arbitrary test. My mind is settled on the matter.
Yeah, you'd think that we're all beneath you.
Regardless of my feelings, the timing of this crisis forces us to accelerate our schedule. Final judgment comes sooner than any of us would prefer.
How would you have even recognized the ideal society?
A valid, self-defeating question, and one which I posed often. We assumed that they, whoever they were, would reveal themselves to us. Rational government would rule in our stead, leaving churches vacant. Thanks to Aethys, we're pulling the dough from the oven before it's had a chance to fully rise. You unfortunate bastards never had the chance to prove me wrong.
So doesn't the social engineering plan seem counterintuitive?
You mean gods crafting a godless world? Naturally. My siblings desired to influence mortals and steer them in a proper direction, even if that direction led to places we could not follow. I have no intention of being left behind.
No, you wouldn't.
Society would unravel without its queen to impose strict order.
Really? So what happens if someone proves you wrong?
If our pantheon found that mortals had cultivated a perfect, lawful system to maturity, I would not voice a word in protest. I would merely stand aside and await the inevitable collapse.
Well, on that I have to agree with. Human nature will never ever have a utopia.
Mortals need us. I know this as well as I know myself. Even a lawful and responsible society would be poised to collapse as long as its architects and strongest adherents were mortal. Any satisfaction that my siblings derived from their little experiment would be short-lived, and it would fall to me to clean up after their mess.
The mess in this case being mortal freedom.
Freedom is an unachievable illusion, heralded by the soft of heart. Only those who can find satisfaction in captivity are truly free.
Oh, really? Oh my god. Find satisfaction in captivity.
Make no mistake, Watcher. In this, I cannot be proven wrong.
I think you are.
Much already. Only ask if you are ready for the truth.
So, I want to talk about the wheel and your rise to godhood.
The wheel is our shared responsibility, and each of us serves it in our own fashion. I am the axle upon which the gods balance their power. Aethys keeps the wheel in motion. He was our promise to mortals that time and labor would yield a deserving reward on the next turning of the cycle.
So how exactly does the wheel function?
Much of reincarnation's mechanism exists in the idea space of the beyond. You wouldn't find a wall of cogs and levers unless we conjured one to illustrate a point. The wheel has but one material component in all of Aora. Something we built to channel essence through luminous Adra and into the beyond with reliable continuity. Before we intervened, the flow of essence was directionless, unpredictable. We succeeded in widening the gap, diverting it, giving it an efficient path to follow.
Reincarnation existed before you, so why not just leave it alone?
Before we took control of the wheel, reincarnation was error-prone, lacking forward momentum. Hollowborn were fairly common, and hardly the worst of the soul maladies. Control gave us the power to strengthen the souls of intelligent kith over generations. We made you wiser, stronger, more likely to develop the society we thought you deserved. Every turning of the cycle demonstrated the righteousness of my belief. Nature begets chaos, and discipline begets perfection.
So how did the Ingwithians become gods?
At the height of our power, we recognized the potential of the soul. We knew that it could be bound, split apart, diverted like a river, and hammered together. Hammering was trivial. Those of us who agreed with the Apotheosis Project, and many who did not, submitted to a violent and horrible erasure of our individuality.
Okay.
After the dust settled, we adopted the forms of beings from Eora's most prevalent myths. There were other faiths and legends, but we labored to strike their names from history. Speak, Watcher. It isn't every day that I open myself to these communions, so spend your breath wisely.
Why did you choose to confide? Oh, has your opinion of mortals changed at all?
Nothing you've done has tarnished it utterly beyond repair. You may congratulate yourself on that much, at least.
So why did you choose to confide in me?
Whether knowingly or unintentionally, you seem to find yourself on the vanguard of change. Mortals like you come but once in a lifetime. Some would react poorly if I stripped mortals of their freedom without giving them a chance to plead their case. You have the honor of standing tall as their advocate. Before I return to Eora and assume my position as your deserving tyrant, you have this opportunity to prove me wrong, to demonstrate whether or not mortals are responsible enough to claim their future.
You speak as if we don't have a chance.
You speak as if you do.
Yeah, we do.
Mortals have precious little time to decide for themselves. Will they stand together as one, or swallow their pride and bend the knee? I have every confidence that you will disappoint us. Once my position is upheld, the undecided among the gods will embrace my plan.
She has a point in the fact that since we have such short lifespans, which we're not supposed to have, but we've been genetically engineered to shorten our lifespans to whatever means. Yeah, it's always going to be new generations, and every generation is going to be different than the generation previously, either good or bad. So, she has some valid points on that, but I still think it's up to the individual people to make what they will of their life, not have some tyrant bitchy over us.
Yes, I think we will. This is not the end of our discussion. You know how to find your way back to this place.
Woedica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Interesting. I want to get on. How do I get to my ship? Okay, here's how I'll go to my ship. But I need to rest. Now I can rest. So will this get rid of that? I don't know. Do I still have it? Nope, it looks like it's gone. So then everybody else is gone now. Okay. Alright. So everybody's here? You catch him glancing your way. He quickly focuses elsewhere and smooths back his hair when he notices your attention. Something on your mind?
Is there anything the Watcher does not see?
He grins, but the look quickly diminishes.
We have both seen the worst of the city. How the Reparu cluster like sea rats.
His hand unconsciously strays towards his stomach.
Delver's Row will take care of them for a time. But I say the Crown will not suffer the Principe for long.
No, they won't.
How did the stone walls and paved lanes of Neketaka divide us so? You have walked the length of Neketaka's spine. How would you serve the needs of all these people at once?
I'd start with what you have and find a better system. I would let people organize their lives as they saw fit. I'd collaborate on a new plan for the city. I'd stay out of it, fix nothing, break nothing. I would let people organize their lives as they saw fit. I'd collaborate on a new plan for the city.
You think that something in the great pattern of Nekataka does not align with the Hawana way?
Nodding, he absently tugs one of his hairs. For the moment, he seems totally withdrawn. Finally, he snaps back into focus, regarding you with a smile, which seems both genuine and strained.
I was hard-pressed to find insight like yours in Pariki's Overlook.
Some of the tension leaves his shoulders, and he stands a little taller than before. I have some questions for you.
You have questions? Kara, I have answers.
Tell me about your water shaping. Didn't we already go through this?
The art of our ancestors, I say. To bend water to our will is a gift from Mother Ngati to her chosen people. Since devastation swept our way of life out to sea, too much of the art has been lost. Pariki, founder of the guild, organized the lore of Ngati's talent into a series of postures and meditations we call the 4 forms of water shaping.
Yep, I already know about them. Okay. So, we got you. No offense, Captain, but your gunners can't shoot for shit. I know. We need
Agrasima, Casita, for taking me on.
Need something, Captain? Where's all my crew?
One more time, Bella. Who be the Eye Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire?
Molnage!
Aye, that she be, lass. That she be.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Maya folds her arms and clicks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. What's that?
You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew?
She chuckles to herself, but there is a note of resignation to it. Yeah, and I got an achievement for getting for taking on all my companions. So everybody I have now are all the companions in the game.
My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here. I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice.
She opens her palms and shrugs. As long as you're keen on taking orders, I don't object to having you aboard. What if my actions damage the Royal Deadfire Company? At least you're upfront about spying on me. I'm seeking Aeltis. I want no part in trading company drama.
Then I look forward to seeing how long it takes before you find yourself in someone's back pocket. Oh, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks.
She nods towards the colorful bird of prey hopping around your ankles. Oh, that's right, she's got a bird.
Ishi, come.
She taps her arm with 2 fingers and clicks her tongue again. Ishi simply claws at the ground and investigates some bugs a few graceful hops away. Well, okay. Another pet to mess up my ship. Yeah, let's click your tongue. Cocking her head, Ishi turns to you with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism.
Takes practice before he'll listen to you properly, but that's a good start. Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question. You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made.
I'm figuring it out as I go, but yes. But I still get the big hat, right? Didn't exactly choose the title, but I'm trying to make the best of it. Yeah, I'm figuring that out as I go, but yes.
A crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants.
Yep.
Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it?
Light a fuse leading to the black powder and leap over the railing. If she had a better grasp on morale, I'd cede command until we made port. I'd kill her, set an example for the rest, get ahead of the problem and compromise with the crew. Yep.
Sort it out as equals. Interesting. Of course, the only right answer is the one that works in a given time and place. I just wanted to hear yours.
An awfully specific question.
Stranger things have happened at sea, believe me. But enough about me. Glad to be aboard, Captain.
I have some questions.
I've got some answers.
You're one of Kana's siblings, aren't you? Oh, okay.
Sure am. And I heard that you two spent some time together. Funny how the gods toss things together.
Okay, so he was the chanter in our previous one.
I heard tell that Kana sailed off in search of whatever he didn't find in the Deerwood. They say he lit a fire under the Ranganui to speed up the taming of the Deadfire. You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the poetry. He's got no ear for it.
No, he didn't. He's not here, is he? I don't have time for non-stop blather. Yeah. Glad to hear he's making a difference. Take it easy on him. Did my best to help Kana find the meaning he sought. I did, but I didn't help him.
You kept him alive in any case, while he wandered the lands in search of stories. I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there.
How did you and Iji first get acquainted?
I won a shooting competition at the Ranganui's estate. This was a few years before enlisting with the Navy. As a reward, he gave me the freedom of the Royal Eyrie and said I could take my pick of the warbirds. Stinkfeathers here kicked a rather pretty hawk off my arm so he could have me all to himself. Been inseparable ever since.
Tell me about your family.
Well, my parents came from the Deadfire. I'm getting a taste of my roots. After they emigrated to Rawatai, their talents caught the Ranganui's eye. He saw them as this spectacle, this achievement of the old country, I guess. So they were honored guests. Not many Huana rose to distinction in Takoa. We were also curiosities. Even as we broke the same bread and tossed back the same wine, the Ranganui's friends always checked under the table to see if I had a tail.
Oh my god.
Kana thought it was hilarious.
Island Amani aren't that different from coastal Amani.
You're telling me. Growing up in the Ranganui's shadow wasn't all bad. We had tutors and advisors at our disposal, and lots of folk from stranger parts than these. I spent my days learning to shoot, while my more academic siblings learned to express themselves. I leave you to judge who spent their time better.
The bird cocks his head, his eyes reflecting a mixture of friendly recognition and murderous calculation.
Uh-oh. That's his I'm hungry and you're wasting my time face. Better step back, Captain.
Okay. Okay, so we got him. Not quite like the open ocean. Oh, here's Separin.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
Flirt. No, I don't want to flirt with you. Okay. This is a very small ship for all these people, right? Where is everyone else? Okay, they're over here. Can we talk to you?
Why
yet?
not?
No. Will you stay in one spot so we can talk?
Ship life sure is an adventure, ain't it? Just think of all the places we can sail to, all the sights we could see. This is nothing like being stuck on a farm, or cloistered in the back of a temple.
I think we might have already...
Tell me what's on your mind?
How's he going to be worshiper Guan? More so than... I think we already went through all this.
You need me, I'll be 2 whoops and a holler away.
Okay, him. Ahoy, Captain. Fine sailing. She's the one that was injured. No offense, Captain, but your gunners can't shoot for shit. I know. Hi, Captain. Fine sailing.
Here we are again, Watcher. I thought we had seen the last of each other after the Hollowborn crisis. I must admit, accompanying you to Twin Elms worked out well for both of us.
Yeah, she didn't with me. She gives you a reverse smile and adjusts the red sash around her breastplate. After a moment, she glances off into the middle distance, and the smile fades with a tick of doubt. Well, enough, I suppose. Not exactly as either of us had hoped, though, was it? Very well indeed. I'm glad to have you at my side again. Terrific for you. I lost my castle and almost died. Not that you asked. Her gaze returns to you, troubled.
Fair enough, Watcher. We can't always get what we hope for, even when we do our best.
Your words seem to have quickly extinguished whatever spark of joy was in her. Wow.
You only have to ask.
What did happen what happened with you and Manila? She slowly turns her head in your direction, eyebrows raised, inner eyelids nictitating out and back.
Where?
You and Manila, you were together, weren't you? Well, they weren't when I was.
Manea was a good companion and a skilled warrior. But her imagination got the better of her. It appears to have gotten the better of you as well.
She runs her finger along a wayward feather, pointing in an odd direction from her wrists, pressing it flush against her skin. Whatever. How are you?
Good. I have no concerns, Watcher.
How do you like the Deadfire so far?
Where I am assigned is of no concern to me. But I do think the Deadfire can be profitable for the Republics. If the Dukes need me here, I am glad to serve them.
What's your opinion of what's happening with Aelthus?
Whatever they are up to cannot be good for any of us.
Nope, you're right.
At their best, the gods are powerful children. At worst, they are little more than mad beasts taking out their anger on our world. I have little interest in distinguishing which type Aelthus is.
Okay, can you tell me more about what happened after we defeated Theos?
After we parted ways, I returned to the Republics and reported to the Duke's Bells. The trade agreement we brokered with the Unamenfath was quite lucrative for the Republics. The Deerwood was still recovering from Waidwin's legacy and was in no position to compete. The Duke's Bells was so pleased with my performance that I was made the personal guard of the Duquess Spirento. Spirento is the most beautiful of all the Republics. And though I should not admit this, I cherish the Duquess above all other Duke's Bells. Still, our profit came at the expense of the Deerwood. The fruit of victory was not so sweet knowing that the Deerwood suffered because of my actions.
Okay.
Captain.
She looks up from a book, her carmine eyes tightening on you.
Or should I call you the Watcher of Cadnua? I confess that title. Something of a mouthful.
Most people just call me Watcher. Cadnu is gone. It's just Captain now. I take it you've heard something of me. Yeah.
This and that. Your involvement in Duke Avar's hearings on animancy and the aftermath brought you to the attention of animancers across the Reach.
Cadnu's gone. No, it's just Captain.
Captain it is, then. When you took me aboard, you neglected to mention that you were in pursuit of a rampaging deity.
I could always leave you back in Nikitaka.
No, I think I'd rather you not.
I didn't think so.
The Blue Colossus may be one of the defining events of the age. I count myself fortunate to bear witness to your investigation. Speaking of, let us return to it, yeah?
Okay.
Wonder what Pa's up to.
Do you need something?
Didn't we go through all this before? How are you holding up?
It's been a while since I've been able to speak candidly with anyone, especially about the leaden key. It's unexpectedly liberating.
Did you ever make it back to Edir?
As a matter of fact, I did.
I think we went through all
I
this.
saw my mother for the first time in years. It was.
Yeah, we already went through all this. Did you ever make it back to, what did you think of the Royal Deadfire Company?
I think they're one of the most ordered and deliberate organizations I've ever seen. And I don't entirely trust that. Not after the Leaden Key.
No. I like your opinion on the Hana leadership.
The Queen seems to operate with a light hand on the tiller, so to speak. And I think that's a good thing. What the Deadfire needs is someone who can lead its people without smothering them.
Do you have any thoughts on the principal?
I'd heard Deadfire had a pirate problem, but I had no idea how large it was. Or how fashionable. Still, the only thing more dangerous than a unified pirate nation is one at war with itself. I worry about who will be caught in their crossfire.
Okay, I think we've been through most of this. What do you know about the Balian Trading Company?
Well, they seem largely competent. I would feel better about that were they not run by profiteers and animancers. Governor Clario seemed honest and well-intentioned. So one wonders why he was stationed at such an out-of-the-way post.
Yep, okay. An eater.
Hey, look who it is.
Alright, we're done. Okay. Oh, come on. What are you doing here? So, when you're in Nikitaka, you don't see these other places out here, right? Webs of... Deadfire Merchant, unaffiliated trade ships. We've got a lot of stuff we're supposed to do. And that list just got huge, right? Oh my god, yeah, I did. I gotta learn. So, okay, so if I want to come over here... Okay, so the only dock is over here. Right? So how do I get on foot? No. Okay, accept. Okay, here we go. Now we go. Okay. This is what I was trying to figure out how to get on the island. And all the ships coming and going. So this is Weeva of Tenga. I think we might have had a quest here. You come upon an ancient site once used for sky burials. On a large stone slab is a scattering of Woedica bones and a collection of urns of various size. Search the location. You take some time. Find nothing of value. Poking around. You find a sigil of darkness, wardstone. Scroll of prayer for the body. You rummage through the whole burial site. There's nothing here but the dead. Okay, so that's now gone. I thought that's the way it worked. Okay, so we have a fight over here. Alright, let's take a look at this place and see what it is. Hello? I'm clicking on you. There we go. You're cutting your way through the dense, hilly jungles to the west of Nikitaka when you stumble upon a small campsite. At first, it merely appears abandoned. The two tents present have collapsed, but then you see the bodies, two corpses torn apart and mostly eaten, sprawling across the dark earth. How can I wanted to switch out my party. You know, I wasn't given the choice. I never thought about that. Search the area. That would be me. The campsite has been thoroughly destroyed. The tents lie crushed as if under some great foot. A kettle rests on his side, very nearly caved in, and the fire has been stomped out. The trees to the south hunch bent aside as if whatever caused this damage came from and left in that direction. Search for salvage. A few hides, antlers, and other trophies lie around the camp. You have gained an item, a fang, an antler, and a pelt. A small chest buried in the collapsed tent contains a variety of fresh foods. So we got sugar, milk, muckberries, water, egg, pork, fresh fruit. Search for the presence of spirits. You focus your watcher abilities, opening yourself to the presence of any lingering essence. A vision tugs at you, dragging you forward like the rushing current of a flooded river. You see the creatures, nigh twice the height of a human, standing among the ruins of your campsite, eating the corpses of your fellows. Vines and moss hang from their Immerse's bark-covered forms. They're lurkers. Lurkers. Lurkers are comprised of a colony of several different species of parasitic, carnivorous plants and fungi working together to hunt a common prey. As a whole, they stand nearly 10 feet tall in a vaguely amorphoric body comprised of vines, leaves, roots, and earth. The coexistence of so many separate organisms make them hardy and difficult to eradicate. It's usually best to sever the parts that enable locomotion, or should their victim possesses fuel and lack finesse, to simply light the entire colony on fire. While the means by which lurkers form remains something of a mystery, some speculate that they form when certain species of flesh-eating plants come together on a common host, such as the hollowed-out victims of dark spores, and that they achieve locomotion once sufficiently colonized. This theory is supported by the fact that many lurkers contain bones and other remains riddled with roots and spores when cut open. Lurkers are notorious for hiding in plain sight, often waiting motionless amongst the trees and underbrush to ambush their prey. They appear to hold a rudimentary intelligence and are at least sophisticated enough to store food. It is not uncommon to see several unconscious victims tangled in a lurker's vines to be saved for a later feeding. Okay, nasty. Waves of anger and fear wash over you. Anger and fear, but also faith and Aelthus returned, and with a prayer on your lips, you fire arrows from your enchanted bow, fetch each as cold as sleet. You hear a rushing sound to your right and turn to face it. The vision ends abruptly. Well, let's examine the tracks. Examine the tracks. Failure? Finish investigating. Each print is about as large as a pie and roughly the same shape. Search the area. I think I already did this, didn't I? The campsite has been thoroughly destroyed. Okay, so we already did that. The trees to the south. Finish investigating. Burn the bodies. You collect and wrap the remains, then gather tinder and kindling to build a small bonfire. As the bodies burn, you try not to breathe too deeply of the smoke from the smoldering flesh. Eater's eyebrows rise high on the forehead. He smiles crookedly. Okay. 1 hour passed. Glad that somebody's watching over them, even if it isn't necessarily Aelithis. Appreciate you doing this. Eater nods at you. And the cycle continues, though the body is as thusly shocked, the soul will find its way to a new beginning. Schulte bows her head. I want to put that lamp of yours to use, Schulte? Rest now, my brother, and I promise I will safeguard your journey. Head bowed, Schulte sways her lantern for a long while in harvest, providing ample time for the missionaries' souls to accept the pull of the light. Well, let's follow the tracks. The creatures seem to have put no effort into hiding their tracks, and you easily follow them deeper into the jungle. The path enters a clearing, and you almost walk into it without recognizing the danger. From the edge of the foliage, you see numerous lurkers among a few bulbous dark spores. The primordials remain almost entirely still, seeming no more threatening than the trees that surround them. Use spyglass. In addition to the lurkers and dark spores, your spyglass reveals a few smaller sporelings lurking in the undergrowth. Furthermore, you see the corpse of a young elven woman, her right leg horribly twisted. The body grasps bow in its right hand, the intricately tooled wood of which appears to shimmer with a fine layer of frost. Now let's sneak closer. Me? Failure? You creep into the clearing only to crack your foot under a root. You exhale an involuntary gasp of pain as you wrench your ankle in your fall. Oh great, so now I have a wrenched ankle. The lurkers ahead turn towards you, and you hear more thrashing leaves in the jungle behind you. I'm probably gonna die here, you know, guys. Okay. And they still have their... See, they still have their, Curse of Darkness on them. What it means by times 5. I don't know. Okay. You can go after those. I don't know. Here? You can do a blizzard. Or the fog. We got a lot of them here, don't we? We got a lot of them.
After him.
And you can do your leap.
Complicated.
Okay.
That's not very helpful. No rush. But if... You have any antidotes handy?
Oh, you're poisoned and I can't get you an antidote. I can't get you an antidote, do you? Can I? No. Does anybody have an antidote on? I don't think so.
Much obliged.
Boy, they're sure moving slow. Alright, so... You... Is that you, Aloth, right there? No, that's Shelty. Okay.
Confound it! It usually works.
Alright, and then do your... binding.
My insides burn.
Okay. Then do your missile.
Lava beyond. Confound it! It usually works.
Where are you at? Did you get pulled in or something? You did. How did you get pulled in?
Lava beyond.
Why aren't you doing anything? Come on over here.
Let's try again.
I don't feel so good.
Lava beyond. Seek.
That's me. I've been turned. Okay. You need to do something here.
That's not very helpful. About taxed to my limit.
All right. Shelty. Oh, he died.
I'm good
This
and
does not
stuck.
work.
Yeah.
Okay. You really have to click on it twice to get these things to work. I keep forgetting I have charge. I've got leap. No, that's him. I want me. How come mine isn't doing anything? His is, but hers isn't. Why not? Oh, because she's... Alright, because she's under control. Is that me there? No. You need to do...
You like that? After him.
No, I don't think that's gonna work. Oh my god, come on, really? And she's gonna die now.
Let's go.
Well, that's because she was already injured.
Mow it. See, on us.
Okay. You did that one. Am I still... There's Eater. Where am I at? Who's that? Oh, that's his whip. Okay.
Take this.
Somebody had restore. She has restore.
See, after him.
Oh, she's cursed now too. Okay. Alright. So you have to do this from a distance. You have to bring them to you. Okay. Oh, I just... Okay, I think... Let me do this. Let me load the game where it... Because I need to find a way to get my different crew members. Party members. If I want to try... I can't have Shote with me because she's... Right? So how do I get my different crew members? Rest or wait? Character... Inventory... Journal... How do I get my other party members? Because it didn't give me the option. That's the whole thing. It didn't give me the option, so I need to probably go back to my boat. Wherever it is. Oh, back over here. Alright, so how do I get to change? Character. Inventory. It doesn't tell me. I'm gonna have to figure this out. What is this? Yeah, and it's over an hour, so I'm gonna have to figure this out, how to bring my how to change my party members when I'm out to sea. Okay, so if you're enjoying, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Sahara out.